London's East End, and he did an armed robbery at the age of 14 and went on to earn his living as a bare-knuckle fighter. He got the reputation as the hardest man in Britain. Well, now Lenny Mclean has given up real-life violence to play tough guy Eddie Davis in ITV's hard-hitting drama, The Knock, and he joins us now. Now, most people are a bit kind of like this when they meet you, Len?
Boy, you know, because most, the proper tough guys are a gentleman. You know, and I like to class myself as a gentleman.
Well, let's put all this into some kind of perspective then. You came from a tough area. Was violence really the norm where you came from?
Well, it was in my household because my father died when I was 4 years, 9 months old, and like everything else, my stepfather moved in, I think, 18 months later. And then, you know,
what kind of guy was he?
He was a bad guy. He's a bash us all. Bash us and bash us and bash us. And,
you're not talking about just a smack here?
Nah, I'm talking about, you know, terrible buildings. And I think that's where it all generates from.
Now, you sort of graduated from a household like that. What kind of job were you expected to get? What would be the normal career pattern for you?
Well, I mean, it's just anything that goes, anything on the street or, you know, anything, I suppose, on a stall somewhere. It's just an old way of life as a kid in that era at that time. But I had a bit of luck. A friend got me in the print, and I started there when I was 15. But like everything else, through the upbringing I had, I was a bit wild. And if anyone ever sent it me, I used to imagine it was my stepfather. And I got a job in the print, and there was a guy there about 5'4", with a pencil as big as that behind his ear on, a brown coat and hush puppies on. Now I think I'm there to learn the print, and he'd say, sweep up, make the tea, get errands, sweep up, make it. And I thought to myself, you know, he's taking the piss. So I said, you're supposed to be learning me to print. And he went, you do what I tell you. I said, no, I won't. And I knocked him out, and I never looked back.
Is your temper controllable then?
Now it is. Now, as you get older, see what happens. As you get older, I learn to control all my aggression now, tunnel it, and if I have anyone round me I think it's a bit Harry Dash and a bit Jack the Lad, I keep my arms limb. I don't want them round me. Well, they're no value, are they?
After the print, what sort of jobs did you start getting then?
Well, down the fruit market, but they put me in the banana rooms. 5 in the morning, big spiders. Oh, I said, I'm not having this. So I didn't sit down in the bananas and went home. And I never went back. And then I just drifted, like I was just a wild kid. And then I got into the minding very, very young. And I started minding the roughest, toughest clubs in town. And I mean, you know, I've been shot twice, stabbed, nicked for murder. I had about 20,000 bar and brawls.
You've obviously had a very, very, very tough life, but the unlicensed boxing. Talk to me about that. I've never met a boxer who was in that field. I used to
do bare knuckles every day. I used to do bare knuckles at all shows and fight anybody for money. And then one day some people got hold of me because a guy had just come out of prison. He was the toughest guy in town, and they got us together. And we had a fight and I won, and then it went from there. And
are there any rules in unlicensed boxing?
Well, not where I'm concerned, because I used to say to him, you know, what do you want? You want a strainer or an all-in? Well, an all-in, anything goes. Fighting, kicking, anything. But, you know...
And did you, I mean, you sustained some injuries, didn't you, from all this,
obviously? My hands. You know, well, you know, mostly my hands.
What about injuries you gave to other people?
Yeah, you know, but remember, we're fighting tough guys who want to fight for the money. We're not interfering with the public or anybody else. You know, we're fighting other tough guys who want to fight for money.
How much did you make then?
A lot of it, you know, you read in the paper about so much money, but a lot of it was inside bets. You know, I used to cover bets for other people. So a lot of it was inside bets, and there was a hell of a lot of money bet on me when I fight because I was the main man.
I read £60,000.
Well, yeah, but a lot of that's inside bets. You know, it's side bets. He's got a bet. This one's got a bet. But you know, That's how it is.
It all got you into trouble. In fact, you were actually had up for murder at one point, cleared of murder.
Yeah,
but
thank
you.
I'm glad you said that. Is your name Debbie?
My name is Debbie.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Debbie, because, you know, if you'd have been there that night and hit this guy, you know, you would have been pulled in for it, but because I'm known as the hardest man in London, you know, I got nicked for it. But the actual truth is this guy died 3 hours after I punched him. And I only hit him because he was naked, but I didn't know he was from a mental home. I just thought he was another drunk that stripped off and he was urinating over girls. So I gave him a right hand and slung him out. Then 3 hours later, he was found dead and they nicked me for the murder. But I was found not guilty, quite rightly so.
How did you feel when you found not guilty?
Oh, Debbie, let me explain something to you. For 12 months I was set in prison. First of all, I was in ACAC with the RA and everybody, you know, and then they took me in the hospital and I started flaring up and going off my head. How did I feel? I'll tell you how I felt. I was looking at a life sentence with a recommendation of 20 years because of my reputation. When the judge said to me at the Old Bailey, not guilty of murder, I was just so relieved. I sang to him, always look on the bright side of life.
And you certainly have done that. Now, all that's a million miles away from your acting career.
2 million miles
2
away.
million miles away. How did, you know, when did it dawn on you that acting would be a good thing for you to do?
I bumped into Mike Reid one day and he said, Lenny, why don't you get in the acting? You're a great character and, you know, it'd be a great career for you. I said, Mike, well, you know, I'm 47 now. He said, Lenny, listen to me. If I can do it, you can do it. You're a great guy. Get in that game. So what I done,
a year later when he got cancer.
I got my card and then I went into the film world. And I went down for a casting on the Knock and the director said, this guy's a really bad guy. You know, his reputation, we don't want him. But I did read for the part well. And Paul Knight, the producer, said, no, I'm going to give him a chance. And if there was more people like Paul Knight...
But you know, actors and these showbiz people, they have a reputation for being a bit snotty. Did they look at you and say, you've not been to RADA?
Yeah, funny enough, one of the guys on the Knock said to me, what drama school you been to? I said, you take the piss. So I said, well, what? I said, no. I said, I went to the greatest drama school in the world. He said, well, when was that? I said, the street. I said, well, when did you go? And something, he said, I parked him up because I don't think he was a lot of value. But there was the little Indian girl on the Knock, she was beautiful. When I went in the shop and told her off, we walked off camera and she had the cheapest shape up to me. She was right cockney. She said, come on in. And I thought it was marvellous. I had great fun.
And you got on very well with Bruce Willis in the film Fifth Amendment Element, didn't you?
Yeah, because in this film, well, one gets to know that the up-and-coming stars, they're the ones walking about, they're in the cloud and their nose up in the air. And when I was on a Bruce Willis film, there was a few up-and-coming actors with their nose in the air, and I thought to myself, I hope it rains, they'll drown. You know, but you know the best one? Bruce Willis was an absolute gentleman. You know, right down to earth. And you're talking about a major star. You know, he told me jokes, we laughed.
Len, I'm going to have to stop you there because time's caught up with us. But I will say congratulations because I know they're going to do a film of your life story. It's got a great producer. It's Nick Hague, who did Mission Impossible, and David Green, who did Buster.